I'm Tara, and I'm here to bring you fellow horror fans some spine-tingling terror. Sit back and enjoy this twisted tale. Once upon a time, in a quiet town called Hollow Grove, the trees stood tall and the secrets whispered in the air. Autumn coloured the town with golden leaves, but the shadows of its past still lingered. Emily, a young woman, had moved to Hollow Grove not long ago. She was curious and didn't believe in ghosts or spooky stories. To her, everything had a logical explanation. The old Hollowcroft mansion, though, was a different story. It was known for its dark history. Long ago, the Hollowcroft family had done bad things, too evil for me to mention here, and Old Man Hollowcroft had vanished without a trace. People thought the house was cursed, but Emily wasn't scared. She wanted to explore the mansion to prove that ghosts and curses weren't real. Armed with a flashlight, she opened the creaky door and stepped inside. The air felt heavy, like it was hiding secrets. Each step made the wooden floor creak, sending shivers down her spine. As Emily ventured deeper into the mansion, odd things started to happen. Lights flickered unpredictably, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls. Whispers, soft and barely audible, seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Emily tried to explain these phenomena away, attributing them to faulty wiring and the natural creaks and groans of an old house. In a room filled with ancient books and unsettling portraits of the Hollowcroft family, Emily picked up a particularly old tome. Its pages were yellowed and brittle, covered in cryptic symbols and strange incantations. The words seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy, and as Emily read them aloud, her skepticism wavered for the first time. Suddenly, a voice, chilling and ghostly, echoed through the room, causing her to drop the book in terror. "You shouldn't have come here," it whispered, sending shivers down her spine. Emily's heart pounded, and she tried to convince herself it was a prank, a clever trick by the locals to scare away trespassers. Yet, deep down, she couldn't ignore the palpable sense of dread that hung in the air. Terrified but determined to find a rational explanation, Emily picked up her fallen flashlight and began to investigate further. The walls seemed to close in on her as she moved through the darkened corridors, her flashlight casting long, eerie shadows. The strange occurrences intensified. Doors slammed shut with a thunderous force, making her jump in fright. Cold gusts of air brushed past her, carrying with them an icy chill that seemed to seep into her very bones. Emily's scientific mind struggled to make sense of it all, but the rational explanations she clung to were slipping through her fingers like grains of sand. In one particularly unsettling moment, a portrait of Old Man Hollowcroft, which had previously portrayed a stoic, stern figure, seemed to come to life. His eyes glowed with an unholy light, and his spectral form appeared to step out of the frame, moving towards Emily. She stumbled backward in sheer terror, her heart racing as the ghostly apparition reached out a cold, skeletal hand. It was in that heart-stopping moment that Emily's skepticism shattered like glass. She could no longer deny the supernatural forces at play within the mansion's walls. Panic surged through her, and she knew she had to find a way out before it was too late. The question remained, could she escape the clutches of the vengeful spirits that now surrounded her? Emily's heart pounded like a drum in her chest as she hastily retreated from the terrifying apparition of Old Man Hollowcroft. The mansion, once a mere curiosity, had become an inescapable nightmare. Panic gnawed at her insides as she realized she was not alone within its haunted confines. Shadowy figures, their forms twisted in torment, emerged from the darkness, surrounding Emily with a malevolent presence. Each spirit seemed to carry the weight of its own suffering, and the air grew heavy with their collective anger and despair. As Emily's flashlight flickered and struggled to pierce the growing darkness, the spirits drew closer. Their mournful wails echoed through the corridors, chilling her to the bone. In their ethereal voices, they whispered tales of their tragic fates, recounting the horrors that had befallen them within the very walls of the mansion. One spirit, a young girl with eyes filled with sorrow, reached out to Emily, her translucent hand passing through the girl's shoulder like a cold breeze. In that moment, Emily felt the raw anguish of the Hollowcroft family, a pain that had endured for generations. The spirits' voices grew louder, their stories more heart-wrenching. They spoke of curses and dark rituals, of deals struck with forces beyond mortal comprehension. Emily's skepticism had crumbled completely, replaced by an overwhelming sense of empathy for these tortured souls. With every passing second, the mansion's malevolent energy intensified, threatening to swallow Emily whole. She knew she had to find a way out, a means of escaping the clutches of the vengeful spirits that now surrounded her. Desperately, she retraced her steps, searching for any opening, any escape route from the relentless haunting. But the mansion seemed to shift and change around her, its dark, twisted corridors leading her deeper into the labyrinthine heart of the supernatural nightmare. In a room long forgotten, she discovered a hidden passage, a tunnel that led beneath the mansion. Its entrance, concealed by layers of dust and decay, beckoned like a glimmer of hope in the sea of despair. Without hesitation, Emily ventured into the underground darkness, guided by an otherworldly force that seemed determined to lead her to safety. The tunnel twisted and turned, an eerie maze that seemed to defy the laws of time and space. Emily's flashlight flickered, threatening to extinguish, but an unseen presence guided her through the subterranean labyrinth. She could feel the spirit's presence receding with each step, their cries growing fainter as she moved further from the mansion's accursed depths. Here, the Hollowcroft family rested in eternal torment, their gravestones bearing witness to the horrors of their past. As the first rays of sunlight broke through the trees, Emily knew she had escaped the mansion's relentless grasp. She left Hollowgrove, forever changed by her harrowing encounter with the vengeful spirits. No longer a skeptic, she had become a believer in the supernatural, a witness to the enduring power of the past and the darkness that could linger long after the sun had risen. The mansion of Hollowgrove remained, a foreboding presence in the dark forest, a place where the living dared not tread. The townsfolk whispered the tale of Emily's escape, a chilling reminder that some horrors were all too real, lurking in the shadows of forgotten history, waiting for those brave or foolhardy enough to seek them out. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for some more spine-tingling terror.